Oi oi everyone, no respawns here. Hope you're having a grand week. So I'm making you a wee log cabin using these bits here. So this basically set has been around a bit, but the addition of the porch pieces are new. So this part's been around a while. Didn't make a video on it, so it gives me an excuse to actually get around to using them. And then these bits have been added. One criticism straight off the bat, and they did the same thing with this set here, is they haven't actually provided that foundation without any pillars attached to it. So you end up having to snap them to normal foundations. Mildly annoyed by that, in fact. Like, why can they not just remember? But it is what it is. Now let's just change this floor to that one. Dankeschön. And we are in our favourite spot, which is just south of the crosshair. Most of you have seen the spot. But if you haven't, well, it's a good spot. Cheerful noose at the back as well, in case you get bored. Right, so before we do the thing, for those who've been to Foundation, you may have noticed this. But basically, Foundation has these, like log cabins like this. However, Foundations are a little bit different. And the fact is that they're actually sort of reinforced, which I think is really cool, and I'm going to steal the idea. For those who don't know what I'm doing, the reason I'm making this little contraption here is to force the snapping point of these. Will that let me snap it if I do it like this? It will. Interesting. Oh, just that little thing there. One thing I've always struggled or not been able to do is you've not technically been able to snap them onto the middle of foundations, because life is cool. So you can snap it on the corners, but you can't snap it between. I think if I do the reinforcement then put the foundations on, I can, which I didn't know until just now. So it is serendipity, because I've always been mildly annoyed because I like reinforcing stuff. It's cool. Oh yeah, I don't want that one anyway, do I? Aha, because it's a wee structure. But that is incredibly handy to notice. So what I can do then, we can be proper clevers, sort of, mildly, and do it like this. Can I do it like that, or is it, oh yeah, we'll do it that way. Make sure they're facing the right way, or I'll get really irritated. Yes, they are facing the right way. When I practice building this, I make them face the wrong way, because I'm an idiot. And I got really, really annoyed. I was like, God damn it. I had one job. I did the whole thing again. Right. Okay, I didn't realise that. That's actually really cool. So I can then just snap this foundation on, can I? That is a squeak of approval. That is grand. It's basically, because what would happen, right, is I'd do this reinforcement bit last, and that means that on the corners it would have that, but in the kind of middle bit it wouldn't be fully reinforced. And now I figured it out. We figured it out together, everyone. Isn't that awesome? So as you're watching this video live, by the way, I'm going to be at QuakeCon. I mean, I'm not physically there because it's a digital event this year, but I'm going to be streaming. Well, I mean, I'm going to be on Bethesda's one of their streams. So at 2:30 British Standard Time, I think that's 9:30 US time, and then the others, I mean East Coast time. I'm going to be doing a bit of build-a-thon with Daedalus, Halsey, and Final Render. So if you are around, come and say hello, innit? Please. We get so lonely. This is going to look neat now that I've sorted that out. Yeah, on Friday. This Friday. Friday the 20th? Yes, Friday the 20th. So this is it. So this is going to be a wee little cabin. The thing about the cabins is, one, okay, this is actually quite cool. These stay on the outside, so they don't actually clip into the inside. It basically works, doesn't it? But the thing about the cabins is I think they look really, really weird if you make them too big. That's my personal opinion. Also, there are two different versions of this one, and I recommend using this one because it sort of looks like it connects a bit better. But yeah, there's although it does clip. I'll allow it. Yeah, the bigger ones, I find it just doesn't suit. When I think a log cabin, I think something small. I tried making a big one. Is it getting foggy? Oh, sorry about that. I tried making a big one earlier, and I just didn't like it, to be honest. It looked really, really weird. So I tore the whole thing down and moved to this location. But I like cabins for this kind of, it's a cabin. It's not a mansion, is it? And like the more you have this, because you can't really have this with its own foundation. If you have too many of these, it just looks weird. It suits with this set really, really well. It doesn't suit with the other sets. So just my 2 cents. Obviously, you can do what you like. You do whatever you like. One very cool thing about the setup, it's not going to work in this one because I've put the thing, but you can use them as interior walls. So if you do have a slightly bigger cabin than this tiny one I'm making right now, you can in fact have interior walls, which is quite grand. Right, I'm going to wall this area off. I might add some reinforcements in a sec, some more stuff, but I'm going to sort of do the walls first because then I can see how the walls... do I use these walls or do I use fencers? I'm use these walls because I can and because I still really adore them. Might be a bit too high though. Nah, I've sort of emotionally committed to it now. Actually, let's do the front part of this first before I get onto that. So yeah, I wanted to look like it was reinforced. And the ways we're going to do that is by adding bits and shenanigans onto that. Put there, but we need to do some other shenanigans first. Which is this. Just pop temporarily there. Put some stairs on. Should let me snap these off. Can we snap them off? King. We carefully slide this in. I swear you won't be able to remove those for ages. For some reason you can now. So I'm not going to argue with it. I'm going to embrace it. Go green. I saw you go green, you bastard. Is that level? Oh, it just works. I might raise it up a smidgen. Yeah, gorge. Also, this comes with its own little themajigs. Yeah, basically, so my cabin is going to look like it's reinforced. Obviously, if you don't want a cabin that's all reinforced, then you do not have to do this. I'll allow it. It's fine. It's alright, cool. I love it. Ba-bam. Oh yeah, lower you down first. That is not the... It's over this way. Yeah, I've actually made this structure before. I mean, sort of. I've basically made... when I did my little cave base, I don't know if you remember that, I made similar-ish to this. Ah, see, look at that, look at that. Isn't that a nice little house? Oh, you absolutely love to see it. You don't need to make anything big. Oh, quite good at this building thing. I might start a YouTube channel. Right, let's do the walls. Okay, I'm going to go with these walls just because they're great. I don't usually recommend stuff. If these ever come on the App Store, pick them up. They're great. You will not regret them. So if I got the no respawns seal of approval. Although this area, the reason why that's sinking is because this area is awful. I mean, it's great, but it's also shit. Gonna straighten off that, fam. If this is not straight, I'm gonna get really, really annoyed. Because normally when I do this little base that I'm doing, or a variation of it, I always have a tent as my structure, which is, as you probably know, a lot easier to just replace. Hopefully, I love this area. Don't usually wall this one off. You know, I'm gonna use fences. Nah, the walls are too big for this area. Sorry for messing around with your hopes and dreams there. We're gonna use the fences. Right, and fence time. This has taken a while, which is hence why the day has progressed so much. Because getting the fence to the exact length was actually much harder than I realised. So I have to actually count it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to use... Oh, fucking hell, Christ. Go again. I'll actually mark the spot, David. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roughly here. Cool. We're going to just keep it... It's roughly in line. I need to get the start point right. Otherwise, it's going to look super weird. Actually, make it 6 instead. So basically, I want to use these wooden foundations, otherwise I'm going to have an utter nightmare. I might make it a bit, actually. Snapping these fences on. Just because this area isn't perfectly, flat. Which means we have this little bit of an issue. And it's just quicker for me to do it this way. You are going to have another issue, which I'm going to show you in a sec. Basically, like, it just goes red all the time, constantly, if we try and snap here. It's a quirk of the area. So we just start taking these off, and occasionally it should tell me. Sometimes, yeah, see, I'll do like that one just like that. See where it goes? Ah, no, you can't review. And watch this. Ha. But that's the entrance. It doesn't matter. It's just about order. It's about order. Now, if this makes me have to do some shenanigans, I will just disappear off and do it. But hopefully, I won't have any bits going red. Ah, okay, cool. So what we do is we very, very carefully bring this one on, and you're using the. You're paying attention to the direction you're moving it. Actually, I'll do the other side first, so at least I have something as much as I can. I'm really glad this is straight. Ah, yes, that worked so much easier that time. I was doing it by eye, and it wasn't working. There's a slight edginess there for whatever reason, so I'll probably have to just do some organising. But yeah, it's quite cool. So what I'm going to go off and decorate this now. Add a lot of bits. I'll probably bulk out the sides a little bit more because it is a little bit thin. And then we'll do the full tour of our cosy, much more reinforced cabin. I'm also going to reinforce the fences. One more. And we are done. This was really fun to make, and it's a really cozy little place. Exactly the idea I had in my head. I just wanted something that kind of a permanent base, a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact, and in my favourite location to build. And it's just, I always come back to camps like this because they just look so nice. It's just so wholesome. I especially like this gate, actually, because it never occurred to me to just put that over there like that. It actually works really, really well. That's from the encampment set, by the way, as well. Same as this thing. Keep an eye on it. I think it was available recently. I don't know if it still is, though. Also, power armor stand, pro tip, looks way better without the light. Just don't power it up. It looks nicer, I think. So let's just give you the wee tool. I like this as well because even though it's a fairly simple visual structure, it was just complex enough that it's quite satisfying. Like, I like the metal support beams. I wanted something that felt like one of the houses in Foundation. Ended up having to move the fence because I had a whole thing with the entrance, so that's why the fence looks like that. But the support beams look cool. I also really like that bird. It makes nice cutesy noises. Makes me happy. Everything's very compact. The cool thing is I've also got my shelter over here as well. So if I do need anything of import, I can just kind of scuttle down and grab it. For example, there is no chemistry bench in here at all. But it's very, very nice. Very, very cozy. Very wholesome. You can put some gourds. I never put gourds down, but I wanted gourds. I think there's a recipe I used that has gourds in it, but I can't remember which one it was. I like that sound. That's my excavator suit, by the way. That is my usual vibe that I make my power armor, in case you're curious. Good combo, good combo. However, I'm currently, because I'm looking at Brotherhood of Steel, I'm currently actually wearing some Brotherhood of Steel themed power armor. The one that we got with the last update. Really like those chairs as well. And I finally got the Stein. I realised I don't think I'd either gotten unlucky when I did the Meat Week event, or I just maybe I didn't. I think I did it like once or twice, but I've been doing it a lot recently. Quite compact in here, as you can see, but I quite like it. We share a single bed because don't judge, right? I just couldn't fit a double in there. Also, she really rocks that outfit. The Brotherhood civvies, very, very cool. Anywho, hope that gave you a few ideas. As I said, this area really suits, I think. Oh no, this area does. These kind of, well, this area does suit something small like this. But I think these log cabins look a lot nicer if they're smaller. I think big ones tend to look really out of place. They don't just suit the vibe. You could probably make this a bit bigger, like maybe 4x4 or something, but I kind of really wanted to make this tiny structure and it gave me more space. for the rest of the camp. Really pleased by this, and this is going to be one of my permanent player homes, so you might see this again, especially if you watch my streams, because I've wanted to have something here for a while now that I've got all of the camp slots, as you can see. I've got, like, all of them. So many. So it's quite cool that I get to keep this. Anywho, yes, as always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. As mentioned, I will be streaming for QuakeCon. I mean, I will be streaming on Bethesda, so technically Bethesda will be streaming, but I'll be appearing on their Twitch this Friday. I'm also going to be on a Chad podcast little game show thing, which I believe is tomorrow. I can't remember the exact time. So Thursday. If you don't see that, they should be on a kind of video on demand, so you can watch it. So it's going to be quite an exciting week of QuakeCon and Meat Week as well. Even though I've got all the plans, I'm just going to run Meat Week because it's fun, and I think there are a couple of plans I haven't got, actually. Anywho, I'll also be streaming maybe Friday evening and possibly Sunday as well. So, busy week. It'll be fun. Anyway, love you all. Enjoy the rest of the week. You take care.